As I said at the beginning of my opening remarks, at this point it is inappropriate for me to comment on the Hong Kong national security law. The female reporter in white on the left, please. Mrs. Lam, about the national security law, it's been passed. And to this point, we still do not know the content of the law. You say you're not going to answer the question, then what is your role? What can you tell us really? And what will be the implementation details or enforcement details? And then the the U.S. Department of Commerce has revoked Hong Kong's special treatment status. So what do you plan to do? Where do you come from, please? Cable News. For the first question again, I cannot respond for the time being about the measures taken by the U.S. government because there are no details. So I could only guess what they're talking about. Now, every year we import large volume of merchandise from the U.S. So there's all along been a trade surplus between Hong Kong and the U.S., and it's actually the highest trade surplus in the world, $30 billion US dollars per year. Last year, of course, it dropped a little. And what we're talking about now is possibly about the export of one type of commodities, that is military commodities or dual-use technology. As far as I understand, when the U.S. exports such commodities, they have different treatments for different importing countries. The approach may be more relaxed for some countries and more restrictive for others. For Hong Kong, all along, it's been relatively relaxed in terms of control. There is no need to apply in advance for an export license. So the treatment for Hong Kong has been different than that for the mainland. So we don't need to apply for an export license. It doesn't mean we cannot import these commodities. For businesses who wish to import these commodities, get to apply for an export license. So in other words, these commodities could still be exported to Hong Kong. But as for the details, I have to leave that to the U.S. government. But now, this is a trade facilitation measure. Maybe will not be as easy in the future. That's all. But then but what I must refute is the suspicion or speculation that once these items are exported to Hong Kong, there won't be any control, and it's possible these items could be transferred elsewhere. And I must refute that because we have a stringent trade control system. So it's not going to happen. It did happen in the past. It doesn't happen now. It's not going to happen in the future. As for assessment on U.S. trade sanctions against us, we've been doing that for a long time because there's been a group of people that's been asking or begging the U.S. government to intervene in the affairs of Hong Kong and to impose sanctions on us. And there's been mention of such sanction measures. So we've done some assessment, and our assessment that we don't use a large number of such commodities. But of course, it will still cause some inconvenience in future when an order is placed or before the order is placed. There must first be an application for the export license. But then for businesses using these products now, there are possibly other alternatives from other parts of the world. And in Hong Kong, of course, we have a very limited manufacturing activity, so it's probably more the mainland that's affected. But anyway, would it undermine our determination to turn Hong Kong into an innovation and technology center? Well, it's hard to make an assessment now, but as I said, probably the impact is minimal because it's possible that there are alternatives to these products from other places. And but we've been for people, we've been in this liaison with the technology sector, especially those involved in high-level research in the tertiary institutions. Now, we're not going to be deterred by such actions. If necessary, I believe the country will take measures to counter that. And if there is need for the Hong Kong government to support those measures, we'll definitely do so. That's all for today. Thank you.